I feel like better. Just mute yourself. Me and Blair will talk.
I need. How's that good? You
Yeah.
guys hear?
Yeah.
It does sound like this mic's working.
That mic's working. Yeah.
God, you guys are great. You guys are great. Now let me see if I can get the layout right. Nope. Where'd you go? How about this one? Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one either. How about this one? Not that one either. All right, we're going with this one.
All right.
I'm on the road, so things are a little wonky. Blair, by the way, I appreciate you make your lighting look like ass. You are the best looking one out of the three of us. There's no reason to highlight that.
Yeah, let me see if I can move that.
No, buddy, you're good. You're good. Stay. You keep in the shadows.
How much does Blair look like Woody Harrelson to you?
Oh,
more than you look like The Rock, which kills you. I know.
Hey, Blair's not gonna like this. He looks more like Woody from Toy Story than Woody Harrelson.
Rude. That's not any better. This room just doesn't have good lighting.
Listen, buddy. What is that? Shower rod on the ceiling? Where are you?
I'm in the back of our Rockland gym. There's a company called NorCal Slim. They run different treatments back here.
I bet.
So yeah, the shower rod.
I saw a machine on Instagram the other day. It's called the Auto Blow. You should look it out. Look it up. It might help with some options for treatment back there.
Auto Blow.
Yeah, it's the Auto Blow. They have like 10 different models. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. Yeah. Technology is amazing.
It is. Well, the lighting's not, so deal with it.
It's not safe for work, probably. The search results.
If you have a room like that where you can pull the curtains, it's medicinal. It's FDA approved. I love it when it says FDA approved.
Yeah, basically means it was just paid for.
Hey, listen, it was made from recycled parts that aren't bad for the environment.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hey, go ahead, Ben.
What are you on the road for?
Just for fun. Came out to Arizona, hang out with Greg for a week, and then I'm headed down to Newport Beach for 2 weeks. Just taking the family around. Yeah, stuff like that.
Good stuff.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing. Greg did a seminar here, a kind of a test run, a dress rehearsal for his broken science seminar, and then I just extended it like 5 days.
Sweet.
Do you have an echo?
No echo.
No.
You're
okay.
Clean.
Scottsdale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice here. But California's having great weather too, right? I mean, we had like a week of rain, and then now all of a sudden it's sunny where you guys are at, right?
Yeah, it's a little chilly, but it's not raining anymore.
I worked out with my shirt off yesterday in the outside, so felt good.
That's a CrossFit metric for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, while I have your undivided attention, there's something I want to show you. There's a video I want to show you that I think this would expose a lot of athletes. I really like this. And so I just you probably get a lot of this shit. Hey, Blair. Hey, Ben, look at this. But here, do me a favor. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Muscle up over the bar.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're used to getting heat for things. We'll try it.
Yeah. I think it's cool. The only thing I don't like is the people coming down. It's probably a little risky. It's a high height to come down from, but
I think it would separate the bodybuilders from the CrossFitters, from the athletes. Sorry, the bodybuilders from the athletes. Within the CrossFit community, there's people who come from all different places. This is where the collegiate athletes flourish, and the people who came from bodybuilding are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough. That guy makes it look pretty easy to get his feet up and over the bar. That's not easy to do that.
The crappy thing about it is if you test that at scale, and somebody catches their foot on the way over or misplaces their hands, it's not even like a rope climb where you can kind of just hang on to the rope and know where you're at in space. Like you're ending up with dental work and a lot of other stuff.
Dude, a foot clipping would be crazy. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Hey, has there ever been a workout at any competition where you have to pass a test before they let you do it? I think at the games they used to test people swimming, right? In the early years, they'd be like, you had to swim like a little bit or tread water or something before they let you in the water.
They did that in 2011 when it was the first year we did that swim down at the Santa Monica Pier. They made everybody go out there with the lifeguards and like it was. I think it was basically to see who was allowed to swim without a life jacket, if I remember correctly. Like that was a long time ago, but yeah, everybody had to get in the water and like do a swim first.
My years at the games, they never did that.
Just threw you in the water, said go get it.
Yeah.
Ben, you were in the bathroom when they did the tests.
Exactly. I was like at the Progenics booth or something like that, like hanging out, and never.
Blair, how many games did you compete in?
I did 3. I did 2009, 2010, and 2011. So
and you, Ben?
How many do you think? It's always our question.
One as a competitor, one as demo team.
Killed it. Nailed it right there. Yeah.
Seriously? That's awesome.
Yep.
What year did you compete as an individual?
I competed as a Masters in 2018. I competed on the demo team. I was on the demo team in 2017.
I would say you were the greatest demo person ever.
Wow, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
That's what the internet says.
Did you chat GPT
that? Blair, were you ever invited to be on the demo team?
I was invited one year, but I didn't do it. I think it was the year. Might have been. I think it was the year the first year I didn't qualify in 2012. I think I got invited to do it. It just didn't. It didn't work out for some reason for that year. Actually, that might not be true. I think Dave might have asked me to come test some workouts, but they didn't actually have an official demo team that was like at the games, wearing the jerseys and kind of getting the shine. It was more like, hey, can you come down and test some of these workouts? Because I was in California, and like the weekend he wanted me to do it, I couldn't do it.
Sorry, Ben. I was wrong. I gave you that award prematurely. Colton was the greatest demo member ever. That's right. Sorry. Right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
I bet. I'm not known for my my knowledge of the CrossFit space. Okay, I want to hear the story. You guys are just sitting around playing poker, and how do you guys become a qualifier for the CrossFit Games? And congratulations. You don't even know how stoked I am. This is I feel like it's a coup. Like in our backyard, the coolest venue. I'm gonna get to stream it. 1,000 fucking athletes show up. I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So everything had come out about these new in-person qualifying events, right? And just having the relationship we do with CrossFit and with Dave, I just sent a text message and said, "Hey, is there room in the schedule?"
I sent one of those too, by the way. I sent one of those because I wanted to do one.
You did?
Yeah, I sent it to Heather, Lawrence, and Dave. And my response was I said, hey, can you tell me how much it costs to do one of these qualifier events for the games? I really want to do one. I want to host one. And Heather wrote back, get in line. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, I fired that text message. Dave got back to me, and we just started putting the teams together, which is my team is basically the guy you see on the other side of this camera right here, which is Blair, and one or two other people that we want to confer with. But ultimately, it's Blair and I's choice if we want to throw our hat in the ring. And Dave was up for it, and so we just started talking, and it happened quickly. But we have a competition. We already have a qualifier. All that stuff was in place, ahead of time. We just had to fast forward our timeline from September to June. And CrossFit was good with giving us the last weekend of the qualifiers, and so we just pulled the trigger.
So you send them the text, and then you see that a bunch of them are released. Are you thinking, oh, we got rejected, we're not one of them? Or did you know that they were going to sneak you in as kind of like icing on the cake?
I didn't think we were going to get in. I figured, like you said, get in line. Like that's a very coveted spot, and there's plenty of events that are deserving, as we are. I think for us, we kind of got lucky with the geography. I think when they released that graphic for North America, and you had one event in Tennessee and one event in Oklahoma City, and then just like nothing on the entire western side of the continent, I think CrossFit looked at that and said that looks a little unbalanced. So then it comes down to, well, who else is out there that has shown interest and could handle, the scope of the event. And that's a shorter list. So the geography helped us out.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's got a great airport, international airport, extremely nice neighborhoods, extremely affordable, big, huge Airbnbs. Are you guys going to be at the same venue?
We're not sure yet. So that's one thing that came up, is that, we already had our permit filed for September. Mm-hmm. And so we had to go back and refile with the state, and that process just takes a little while. So we've got a couple backup plans just in case it doesn't come through. But right now it's still up in the air. Okay.
And the venue, for anyone who's never been there, it's I don't want to say it's the best, but it's equal to the best venue you could ever have a games at, especially in June. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the perfect. It is I actually think it's Greg Glassman's vision for the games. It's got a very Woodstock feel, tons of great parking, big lake, lots of trees to sit under. They got a big, nice coffee shop, snack shack in the middle of this really amazing country setting. It's the perfect all the seats in the house are great seats. All the athletes are accessible. They have to walk through the crowd. It's a great place. So they announced all the events. So did you guys think for a second you guys were out?
No, because we weren't even in the ring. We weren't in the conversation. So they announced the events, and then I reached out.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I reached out right away.
Yeah. No, I didn't know the format.
You knew you were out. You knew.
Yeah. No, I just saw the events, and I thought, well, I think that this is possible. Our vision for the NorCal Classic from year one was to bring back a regional level, high level competition, and so it just made sense for me to at least ask, and this is the birthplace of CrossFit, Northern California. It's not having an event here. I mean, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm here and I'd like to have one. So just thought I'd ask, and they were up for it.
So you get the call, and where you guys run a huge event with a lot of moving parts, multiple floors, have to deal with the state and the city. Did you guys were you guys panicking a little bit? Because you had to move it. I know you guys plan a year in advance. Because as soon as we finished hanging out with you guys at the NorCal Classic and doing the filming we did this year, within a month, we were contacted by your team about making plans for the following year. I'm like, holy shit, these guys are already getting ready. And now you're moving your timeline up June, July, August, September, 4 or 5 months. You're cutting your timeline almost by 33%. Were you guys panicking? Are you panicking?
No.
No.
I mean,
yeah.
The only thing that's difficult about that is the venue itself, and all the other moving pieces to it, the logistics of the bathrooms and the flooring and the equipment and all that stuff's already kind of it's dialed. Moving it up 3 months from September to June doesn't affect those timelines. Probably it's more like an excitement, I think. When we decided to do it, it was, all right, is it possible? Quickly we're like, yes, it's possible. And then we're like, well, is it worth it? And then that's kind of what we're trying to bank on is is the extra attention potentially worth the headaches that come with scrutiny, right? Because like you said, last year our event was the biggest it's ever been, but it still has the backyard original games feel. Right. It's very accessible. It's very, I don't want to say low key, but it's more relaxed environment for sure. And that's part of the thing that we wanted to bring back is that accessibility and that relaxed environment. So I think the biggest challenge for us, the thing maybe we're not panicking about, but concerned about is how do we preserve that? How do we preserve the ability for all these different people to see the athletes they want to see? Right. Because that's the exciting part is you're going to get games level top tier athletes that you only see on TV or live stream somewhere on a podcast, walking right next to you, working out in the same warm up area. So we got to make sure that we can preserve that. while still giving the athletes a legitimate test, right? A legitimate, fair, unbiased, runway to see who's the fittest and who deserves that spot up in Albany, New York.
Yeah, you guys do, as relaxed as the environment is for the fans, you guys run a really tight ship. The judging was amazing. The schedule was wildly perfect and on time. The warm-up area is in a perfect location. Like, I mean, it is a really tight ship, even though it does have, as a fan or as a family member, it feels like the Woodstock of fitness. I mean, it's like a picnic setting with a lake that people can swim in and all that stuff. Right there at the venue, by the way, people, it's kind of wild. Like, you could actually be swimming and watch events. You could go in the water with a Coors Light and watch the events. It's kind of crazy. When you do this, are you still planning on the 800 or 900 or 1,000 athletes that you had this most recent year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more than last year based on what we've seen so far in the online qualifier, which is happening right now. So yeah, we're expecting 1,000 athletes again. And the only thing that's different is the field on the elite side is going to be more invites. We're reserving 15 spots for athletes outside our qualifier that have proven themselves over the years or in the Open this year, so that they have a chance to qualify for the games. That's the only difference. Everything else will be the same. The main purpose of the event is still to give every division an opportunity to feel like they're on the big stage. The games qualification is just kind of like it's like the tip of the spear that we always talk about. It's just the showcase item, but the rest of the event is still going to operate exactly the same.
Tell me about the qualifying event. Do we know how many workouts you guys are going to have? The one that takes people, the winners go to the games?
Well, each year I think we've done 8. I think scored events. Is that right, Blair? We had 8 scored events last year. Yeah,
I think it's been 8 or 9 the last couple of years.
So you haven't officially announced those workouts yet?
Oh no.
And how about the number of athletes, the number of men and women?
It's going to be 50 men, 50 women.
Okay, so 15 of them are invites.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. What about the guy? And when will we know who those 50 are? When does the registration or the ability to get into the qualifiers, when does that close?
You'll get the first 35 that are coming from our online qualifier. You'll know those by the end of February, right around the time the Open happens.
Okay.
Because we'll have gone through all the video review from the qualifier, and that'll be set. The other 15 is going to be kind of spread out. So, we've been in conversation with some people who are obviously they are interested in coming because there's only so many opportunities, right? And there's only so many spots. But we probably won't have a set field until after the Open and after the online semifinals. So probably you're looking at sometime in April.
Will there be prize money for that?
For what?
For the
winner. Like last year, you guys had a huge prize. I want to say Colton got like $20,000 or $30,000 for winning the individual.
20. Yeah, he got 25, and this year we are raising it. The winner gets 30.
So not only if you win, do you go to the games, but you still get the prize money.
Yeah,
correct.
Okay, so what happens? I'm guessing if I'm a games athlete, I'm contacting all the people who are doing invites, and I'm schmoozing them. Are you concerned, since you're the last event, that you're going to have people who are going to have already qualified and pull out on you in the last minute? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
let's say because I'm calling, if you're the last event, I'm guessing you're the most popular. Like, you're the anchor, right? You're the hey, I got sick or I broke my toe or something, and I need to heal, and that's the one I got to go to.
Yeah, I've been getting contacted. Blair has too. Most of those contacts went through me, and so I've been getting contacted by the who's who of the CrossFit space right now. But and we're, to a certain extent, some of those invites, those 15 spots, we've already given to those people. Just a few, there's still some left for, like Blair said, after the Open. But We're also fully aware that these people, these guys that contacted me could finish top 5 in the Open. Some of them who've contacted me could win the Open. So those spots, if they don't want to come for the prize money and take that, then they could say, hey, we're not coming, and that would
And
be,
you would backfill.
yeah, we backfill to fill those 15 invite spots. So we think we're gonna have a really stacked field between our
I think you are
qualifiers.
too.
Yeah, the names in the qualifier are awesome, and then the names of people who are contacting us are awesome, and so it's going to be something I think like definitely Sacramento has never seen, and probably most of NorCal's never seen a field like this.
And there's people like Colton for sure who, regardless if they qualify or not, they're going to show up to come get the money.
Yeah, I mean, that one thing that's cool about this is, like you're saying, you're kind of highlighting. There's 2 different prizes, right? You got the prize of the going to the games, which is every CrossFitter's dream, and then you have the prize of the actual purse. And 2 different people could win those things, which it's possible. So, like, let's say, for example, we get somebody from our qualifier who's an absolute beast, but kind of an unknown and doesn't even like do the Open. Like Justin Medeiros, he won our competition in 2019. Let's say somebody like that shows up and just like surprises everybody. They could take home the money, but not go to the games, right? Because there's a prerequisite. You have to have finished top 1% in the Open in order to claim that game spot. So theoretically, it's possible that somebody could come in, win the money, not have done the Open, and that game spot would slide down to the next 2 people that had done the Open and got 1%, top 1%.
It would be kind of ridiculous, even if you don't plan on going to the games, not to do the Open, right? Like if you were advising an athlete, like basically you're just closing a door. Why close the door? Why not just leave the door open and do the workouts? It's 3 workouts. I
mean, dude, there's some athletes right now that are like, they're like standing on principle. They say they're not going to do the games this year because they don't want to support CrossFit. So I don't know how much people are going to follow through on that, but you see what's going on right now. There's competing like leagues out there. There's people that might want to go in and win these events and then not go to the CrossFit Games just on principle.
For those athletes who are doing that, let me just suggest this to you. I mean, you do what you want to do, but your principle is just a thought, and your thoughts could change. And remember, it's just a thought. And remember, it's your life, and it's a very short window to compete. And then also remember, tomorrow the CrossFit HQ could sell to someone else, and the door will have closed for you. So just sit down, take a few deep breaths, and really think about how the human brain operates, and think about what you're doing. I don't care either way. Do what you want to do. This is just really friendly, fatherly, deep, sage advice from the wisest man in the space. I'm just telling you, they're just thoughts, and be careful which ones you glom onto and make a part of who you are. Yeah. because they can change. They can change. And hey, listen, why not win the games, and whatever your principle you're standing on, donate the money to your favorite charity then. You know what I mean? Or win the games, win the money at the games, and then throw a competition and give the money away.
Yeah. Or then
there's many ways to skin a cat.
You could donate the money to the Savon podcast for the sage advice.
Yes. For more little. Yeah. Thank you. Very, very smart.
Somebody be in the chat with like a $1 million, super chat, and then you're like, oh, that was nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I was raising money for Kenny Kane. Do you know Kenny, Blair, from back in the day? Kenny's been around forever. He lived in the Palisades, and I guess he owns CrossFit LA, and he changed the name to CrossFit Oak Park. And he's down there, and 30 of his members lost their homes in the Palisades fire, including him. Crazy, right?
Yeah. That's terrible, man.
You guys are no stranger to fires.
Images of that is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Fires here in NorCal is crazy, but for what's happening right now, I mean, geez, mind blowing. Really
it never
sad.
goes through. It never goes. I mean, I shouldn't say never, but it never goes. It really doesn't go through suburban neighborhoods like that.
Santa
Yeah.
Rosa, it happened to Santa Rosa. And that was really bad too. This is more public, right? Because it's LA, I think, but both just as tragic. Maybe this
You know
one
the
more actually.
you know the crazy thing about that fire too is the lady who was PG&E got sued, Pacific Gas and Electric got sued into oblivion and went bankrupt because they got blamed for those heavy winds in Northern California and that they didn't turn off the power lines and that's what caused the fire. The lady, an executive there for PG&E, after PG&E got sued and they went bankrupt, she's now the highest paid employee in LA County at $750,000 a year, and she's in charge of water and energy in
No
LA.
Get out of
way.
here.
So yeah, so she's been at the top of the tier for the two biggest fires California's had in the last
Dude.
4 years. Can you imagine getting fired from PG&E for that and then getting another job?
It's
Dude.
time to retire.
That's on your resume.
Time to retire.
It's insane. So does now that correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be totally wrong here, but at the NorCal Classic last year, even in the elite division, there were some people who stood out, right? Like obviously Colton, right? So there was, and the games is like that too. There's levels to this,
Right.
Is the programming gonna change, knowing that there might be a dozen Colton Merton showing up?
You mean like to make it more difficult?
Or just whatever. Yeah, I don't know if more difficult's the word. I'm not sure what the word is, but something. Does it change your perspective on what you need to do now that you know that there's going to be a whole cohort of just freaks there?
It's actually really cool to think about, and to put that in our mind. But Blair and I, that's where we feel like it's kind of our wheelhouse is in programming. Is we really enjoy that process and the conversation that him and I have back and forth, because we're way different as athletes. Like I like to lift heavy, short workouts, power output, and Blair's actually, to be fair, he's really good at programming those types of workouts as well. But that's the kind of athlete where he'd just look at, or the type of workout where he'd look at me and go, "What would you lift at this in your prime, or if you weren't fatigued, or would you like that?" And thankfully for me right now, there's a lot of things I can't do at an elite level, but I can still Olympic weightlift at a pretty high level, and so that helps that conversation. And then Blair, he's obviously like the endurance side of things, and anything that's kind of just outside the box, and he's still really good at that stuff too. So we get to put those two things together, and we're almost like the two pieces of the demo team that help us create some of these workouts. And then obviously the backlog of time we've had. Now we've seen a lot of events happen at scale, like at 1,000 people at a time. You get to watch an event unfold, and that's a huge amount of experience to kind of pull from. But having this new wave of athlete come in, I think just kind of unlocks a few more ideas for us and things we're willing to try. But you were there last year. Blair came up with that high bar complex and put everybody and their mom through it, and everybody thought that was going to go really bad. And I don't know how it translated to camera or across the country as people are trying to figure it out, but it was a cool event.
It was a very cool event, and the athletes actually really showed up. Like they figured it out in the warm-up area, and there were some incredible high output from some really some athletes I did not think were going to do well at it.
Yeah, that drop kip at the very end, right? And you have guys hanging onto the bar and doing 7 or 8 like basket drop kips, and they've never done that before, an hour before that, and for them to do that and to perform that way just shows how good CrossFit is at getting athletes ready for this. And then the type of athlete and the type of mind that shows up to our competition. So having guys who've been doing that, like I said, at a high level for a long time, asking to come to our competition is just going to make it better.
Blair, remind me what that movement was again, just for the people listening at home.
The drop kip or the complex?
The whole complex.
Okay, so the high bar complex was basically, it was every minute you added one increasingly difficult skill on a pull-up bar. So I think it started with
toes to bar,
and then a pull-up, and then a chest to bar pull-up, and then a bar muscle up, and then a pull-over, and then there was a back hip circle, then a front hip circle, and then you finish with drop kips with, on the last minute, it was AMRAP drop kips as like the tiebreaker. But I think Ben's point's really well made. Like a lot of times I think competitions, they try to replicate like what's been done at the games. And that's very difficult to do because the games has incredible resources to craft these tests across like 4 or 5 days and like with crazy amounts of space and small fields. You know, it's a lot easier to program for a small field of athletes than it is for a large field of athletes. So there are certain constraints that aren't going to change for us. So to massively change what we're doing because of the field is probably not going to happen. It's just going to be, I would say, amplified is a better way to describe it. But I think a lot of people sell the athletes short on what they can adapt to. You know, these athletes are world class. And the thing I remember loving about the CrossFit Games when I competed that I feel like informs a lot of how we do our programming is I liked not knowing what I was going to do. Like I hate when they announce stuff ahead of time. I think it gives people way too much time to prepare and practice. And the true test is like, how can you adapt and what are you ready for? They always talk about what's unknown, what's unknowable. Like when we showed up in Aromas in 2009, nobody knew anything that you're going to do. And then they told you Saturday and you had to go out and do those 5 events. And then they told you Sunday, the night before at Saturday night, and you had to go out and do those 3 events. And it was the test of who trained the best, who had the broadest, you know, training program that prepared them for whatever. And
the unknown and the unknowable.
Yeah. And I think that's what it's all about, man. So we want to preserve that. We want to keep that. We like adding new wrinkles to the types of movements or the types of domains that athletes do as best we can. We're not trying to be like gimmicky about it. We only put things in that we genuinely think would be entertaining to watch and legitimate tests of fitness. But the fact that they're unknown is a big deal. And I think that the athletes, when they come to our competition, hopefully that's what they're looking forward to, is they're getting that experience, that original CrossFit experience where you're just showing up ready for anything and then you let the chips fall.
And I think that in a lot of ways we've had a lot of pushback on like our qualifier or some of our events because of that unknown and unknowable element. And I actually agree with some of the critique, because if you use that as your primary training methodology, some of our events, it might not lend you to being able to do our events, if that makes sense. Like known and knowable fitness at this point now, what we know with thrusters and deadlifts and burpees and all the things we do in our affiliate on a regular basis, they're great ways to prepare for the unknown and unknowable. But if the athletes never get exposed to that, then they never actually get to prove it. All we just do is talk about it. And so that's what we don't want people to do. I had this conversation with the Mayhem team a little bit. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I just said, hey guys, if you are just trading around rep schemes, sure, the workout is unknown, I guess, but it's not unknowable if you don't throw something new in. And so that's what we always try to do, is throw something new in. And sometimes it's at the risk of looking gimmicky. But if you've tried these workouts, and like I said, we've done this with 1,000 athletes, like it's not gimmicky. And some workouts we definitely still learn from, but we're definitely trying to be unknown and unknowable.
How many years has NorCal Classic been running?
6. 2019 was the first one.
I always say 3 because that's when I really got involved.
David Weed, richest country in the world. God bless the USA. Thank you, David. That's really sweet of you. Thank you. Sean Lenderman for Ben to play Wonderball. I don't know what Wonderball is.
Wonderball on the guitar. He wants you to play that guitar is what he does.
Alderman looks like Samoan Julian Alcaraz. I see it. All right.
Julian's a little better looking than I am. He's like the better looking version of me.
I see it.
I heard his podcast with you just like 2 weeks ago, and I was watching it. I was like, man, Julian's a good looking dude.
I know. It's like interviewing a fox the whole time. He's got like he's definitely looks like a movie star.
And he's so measured in his responses.
Yes.
Great.
I can't stand that. Online qualifier, it started?
Yeah, it started last week, about a week ago.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can pull up the website here. NorCal Class. So this is where people go. Is it too late? Have any of the workouts have to have been submitted?
No. Basically, everything's been released, and we have until the end of the month to get them done. So it's kind of a long window, but it's nice. It allows more people to get involved, and we find that with these qualifiers, when people start doing them in their gyms, that's when people start wanting to participate. Is they see their other athletes doing it. So yeah, everything's out, and you have until January 30th to get them done.
And where do I find them? Because I don't see 2025.
So if you go to that register now button on the homepage,
okay,
it'll take you to Competition Corner, and all the information is on Competition Corner.
Okay.
There you go.
You can view the workouts and do everything there.
Yeah, just really quickly, just hit register now and then put your name and your credit card in there for us, Savon.
Register now.
Jump on the leaderboard.
And there's tons of divisions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Scroll down a little further. There you go.
Workouts.
Yep.
Okay. And then divisions.
Yeah. We have a podcasters division, so you should get in there.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Elite RX Men, is that the one if you want to go to the games?
That's it.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay. And then Elite RX Women, and those will only be 50 each. And you can't register for those. You have to, well, I guess you can register for those. What if you register for those and you want to qualify for those, but you don't? Do you automatically get dumped into one of these other ones?
So the Elite RX division gets split into two. So the top 50 are Elite, or in the qualifier, the top 35 are Elite. And then the next 50 go to RX.
Okay. The event will be in so the registration closes, or you have until January 31st to submit all your scores.
January 30th.
January 30th. And how many workouts in the qualifier?
Yeah, there's 6 scores, five workouts.
And tomorrow, I do believe, I'm 99% certain that we will be streaming one of the NorCal qualifiers live. Colt Mertens is going to do one of them tomorrow. I don't know the time. I don't know which workout. Susan's going to get that information to me. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. That's going to be really cool. That's always fun doing a qualifier. John Young just had a baby, or his wife just had a baby. We're going to try to get John Young and Bill Grunler on here to commentate it. And that's going to be a really that's going to be a great show.
I guarantee Colton's doing the third one.
The third one?
Yeah.
And what is that? What let me see. Go to the workouts here. So
that workout, it's called One Way Ticket. It's an EMOM where you do the first minute you do a bar muscle up.
Uh-huh.
Second minute you do 2 over and back burpees over the bar. And the third minute you do 3 thrusters at 95 pounds. And then when you cycle back through, you add. So then it goes 2 bar muscle ups, 4 burpees, 6 thrusters, and then 3, 6, 9, 4, 8, 12. And it keeps ascending until you can't finish the work in the minute.
Oh, awesome.
So that, if I'm inside Colton's head, that's the one I look at and be like, I can beat everybody in the world at this workout.
Isn't that crazy to think that you, as a human being, you could look at a workout and be like, yeah, no one on planet Earth can beat me?
Yeah.
I don't know what that feeling is like, but he probably has that like with 7 workouts. You know?
It's nuts. Okay. The big media story around the workouts was this, right? You guys released a workout that was double unders. What was it called? Like moving double unders, traveling double unders?
Right.
Traveling double unders, yeah.
And is this part of the qualifier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this, and then immediately James Sprague's. You guys get a lot of slack. People are trying to clown the movement, and then James Sprague immediately posts this, which is pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, hey, fuck you guys. You guys are complaining about just doing double unders. I'll do crossovers and travel.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that response. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So we got some flack for the traveling double unders, but
We continue to get flack for the
Yeah,
traveling double unders.
Dude, the thing that's crazy is it's not like a appreciably more a different movement. People just haven't done it, right? And they just get so locked in, like, hey, there's only one thing CrossFitters are allowed to do with a jump rope, and it's double unders in place. When literally there are so many other things that you could do with a jump rope, right? So it's still a good test of fitness. People just need to try it. It's actually really fun. And like, look at James freaking did crossover doubles. That's impressive. Like that guy knows how to jump rope. That's what that tells me.
So the metric for completion of that is distance traveled, not number of jumps.
Correct.
So tell me how brilliant that is.
I like it. I like it
now
that
you're
introducing a
double unders. What does every judge hate to do?
Oh. So then all the judge has to do is actually make sure they're actually doing double unders. It's 2 rotations, and
Right.
that's it. And then they have to cross certain line. How far do you travel doing that?
It's
the first
25 feet.
First round is 100 feet but we do it in 25-foot increments, just like you would a shuttle run in the gym, or a handstand walk in the gym. It's 25 feet back and forth. So the first round's 100 feet, next round's 150 feet, and the last round's 200 feet.
Do both you guys have kids?
Yes.
Okay, you know that situation that happens 100 times a day, the hostage situation where they're going to try to hold you hostage. Like they're going to ask you a question, the answer is no, but you're just bracing for the response. You're like, you not only are trying to make the right decision, but also like, God, it's 9:00 at night. Do I want to deal with someone being like, hey, fuck you back to me? You know what I mean? And so they're like, hey, can I don't know what the thing is. Can I have a fruit roll up? And you're like, no, not at 9 at night. And then you're like, you kind of like brace for impact.
Yeah.
Do you think that when you program this, do you guys get influenced by this? You're like, okay, let's do traveling double unders. And then you guys look at each other and you're like, fuck, brace for impact.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, we're just kind of used to it though now. You like being a parent, you're like, oh, here it comes. Yeah. I know you're gonna complain. You can go to bed then if you want the fruit roll up or throw a fit, then go to bed.
Yeah, right.
Like you can come and do traveling double unders or not, but if you don't want to do them, then don't do them.
So you don't let it influence you.
No.
The mob. You don't get swayed by the mob. You're like, God, do we really want to deal with 1,000 posts people trying to clown us?
No, I mean, I think we vet it properly before we make the decision to do it. Because I mean, we have a lot of bad.
What do you mean, like ask your wife? Is that what?
No, we do the movement. So like we tested this out, and I did the workout, and I was like, dude, that was legit. It was harder than doing just double unders in place, but it wasn't impossible to do. It was still it fit well, and that workout is still a dumbbell snatch workout when it comes down to it. So I think I'm not saying that we're never wrong, but we decide based on our experience with the movements whether they're worthwhile or not predicting how people are going to react to decide whether to do it or not.
Hey, and that argument, I hadn't heard that, but taking the judging out of it is that's a great argument. That should be used more. That should be thought about with tons of programming, right? Yeah. Just try to. I mean, it's like fighting, right? You want to take the guys on the scorecards out of it.
Yeah. I mean, how many people do you see too when they get to their jump rope, they're double undering with their eyes closed, just trying to like go to this space, and it's like, well, now they can keep them open so they can know where they're going, increases the amount of athleticism being used, the core strength, the core engagement, muscular engagement. There's way more involved. Your heart rate doesn't come down quite as much in a traveling double under as it does when you just get to jump, do 100 double unders. Most athletes at this point, especially the elites, their heart rate actually comes down.
Right. If you were to ask Greg Glassman what, he's obviously Greg's a scientist, right? And if you were he would put this into a physics equation, and the fact that you're jumping forward and you're moving your body means that you're doing more work. So it's like fundamentally you're displaying a greater work capacity, right? By doing it that way. There's a lot of reasons that it makes sense. And the only reason it doesn't make sense is because people they're scared of change. They're scared of doing new things. That's all.
A big picture when you think for 2026, NorCal Classic, do you think you'll keep this time slot, or do you think you'll move it if you don't do semifinals again? You would move it back. Like any issues with doing it in June for you guys? But when do you normally do it? September, October?
September. But I think that if we keep it here, it's because we're part of the game season, right? And if we're not part of the game season, I don't think we want to run that kind of interference, and have that kind of
I see.
Issue. So, being part of the big picture now, it changes
you know what
things.
though? Now that they're doing the online semifinals, it kind of changes the season quite a bit. So let's hopefully we stay part of the game season, and the CrossFit Games kind of experiences this, renaissance growth, and everybody's kind of back into it again. But if it doesn't, and we're not part of it, the fact that there's online semifinals in April opens up the opportunity for events like of our size to be in that May, June timeframe. You won't get people that, want to qualify for the games through an in-person, but if they've already qualified, or if they're not going for the games, there's still something for them to do. Whereas before, it was like, if you put your event in that time slot, none of the elite athletes were going to come, right? This kind of like breaks the ice on that. Ideally for us, we stay a part of the season, and we become kind of one of these kind of points on the calendar that people want to come to. And that's the goal, is you become this pin every year that people want to come and experience, and wherever you go, they go. So if we can, like you said, if we can deliver that vibe that you liked last year, we're the only ones doing that right now. And so I think that's going to be the most important thing. So if we can deliver that same experience, then I think the calendar is now open for us.
What rules do you get from CrossFit? Do they tell you the number of workouts? Do they tell you like, hey, you have to have one under 3 minutes, one over 20 minutes? What are the obligations to make it a qualifier?
At this point, no swimming.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
No open water swimming. They say you can use a pool, but no open water events.
Oh, so could you do 3 events?
So what CrossFit has told us is that they're going to sign off on the programming, but they're not going to dictate the programming. So they may say, hey, 3 events is not enough to like deliver an adequate test. You need to include more. But so far to this point, it's, I think that's why they're choosing the events they're choosing, is they kind of already have kind of pre-vetted what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dave and you came out 2 years ago, Simon, for just a quick peek, and then you were out there this year and saw it in person. Yep. Yeah, and then Dave was involved in our qualifier 2 years ago and had got a chance to kind of look over our programming, and so we have like a good amount. We have a good track record, and I think that they know that there's a certain amount of this that they can predict we're gonna do and do well. So.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a gentleman's agreement on that. No swimming, obviously. Open water swimming is like, obviously it sounds like something that they're serious about. But in terms of signing off, they didn't. It's just like, hey, we would like to look at it, and you're like, okay, and you shake on it. It's kind of like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Why is the registration so cheap? Why, like, so I'll tell you what I was going to do. I wanted to do an event, and I wanted to charge $1,000 for the registration. And I figured their sponsors would pay for it, and I would only get 20 athletes, and that would be fine. And I know you run a much larger event. You know what I mean? Like last year, I want to say you had 880 some odd athletes, and this year there'll be more. Why not? Is that my phone doing that? It doesn't bother me if it's yours, but if it's mine, I feel like
it's mine, and I've turned it off.
Okay, good. Then I don't care. Don't worry, I don't care. I like it. It kind of makes me feel like we're at the New York Stock Exchange. Why not charge? I saw that the max, I didn't look closely, but it said $50. Why not charge $250? It seems like a fair price to charge for the experience and the opportunity to go to the games. Why not charge more? I mean, I think that there's I know it's a lot of work for you guys. I know that there's fucking hundreds of people working on the project on game day. Why not charge more?
Well, what you saw was the qualifier, online qualifier price. That's $25.
Okay.
Like the open is cheap, right? But
Yeah.
when they qualify, they're going to have to pay a registration fee to go to the main event. And that's, I think it's what, $275 or $280, something like that.
But those are just the 50 guys that make, or is it 50? Those are just the 50 guys who make it.
And every other division that makes it. So you're saying we should charge the elite athletes more?
Yeah. I mean, and you guys provide a lot, and then you could provide more. You know what I mean? Like whatever, an ice bath or a fucking towel or like, it doesn't seem, if you want to perform my kids go to jiu-jitsu tournaments, and every tournament they go to with 3 kids, it's $450 for 6 minutes on the mat each. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's fucking 8 tournaments a year. And it's like, and there's a lot of moving parts, and there's 1,000 kids at the tournament. And it's like, I don't hear any of the parents complain about the money. So I was just like thinking, man, like this is pretty crazy. And for even the guys who don't think they're going to make it, to pay $250 and stand next to Colton Mertens and throw down and have the opportunity to beat him and put that feather in your cap is pretty crazy.
I think you might be right. I think some of it is just what the market will bear. And, we have a lot of experience, like participating in competitions and also putting on competitions. And so some of that is like, we're kind of prisoner to it. Like we don't want to be disloyal to the people that have been participating in these over the years. And so I think you might be right. The elite field, since we do put a disproportionate amount of the prize purse towards the elite field,
and the resources, the field is the 2 playing fields you guys have are insane.
Yeah. I mean, so maybe we should be charging the elite competitors more. That's something we could probably look at for the future. But right now, we definitely want to make this feel like an inclusive experience for all the athletes. We want people to be able to afford to go out there and participate and not feel like they're, got to like pull out a second mortgage on their house to do it. I think we are at the lower end of what a 3-day competition costs. If you look around at other competitions, like Wadapalooza obviously is super expensive. I don't know what some of the other international ones charge, but I mean, it works, right? We set the budget out ahead of time to be able to account for all of the prize purse, all of the logistics, all of the things that need to happen to run the event. And we do it without assuming any sponsorship. So we ran the numbers and it works with the the registration number being what it is. But you're right. If we were to increase it, maybe in some of those upper divisions, we could provide more. Maybe that's what the athletes want. They got to tell us that.
Ice bath or towel. Yeah. And, maybe some bottled water and a bowl full of mints. Sorry, go ahead.
The families at the jiu-jitsu tournament are not complaining about the money, but all the ones who didn't sign up are not there. Right. So sometimes you look at that and you go, oh, nobody's complaining about the registration fees, or just a very small portion of people are, but there are probably some people who maybe don't register for certain things because of that. And I think Blair's point is well made. We want to make sure that the people who want to come can come, and they're not like financially strapped too much to be able to play. But I think the other point that's well made is the elite level field. It's now a different game. And so just trying to pay attention to that. This might be something we look back at, after this call and just kind of see there's something to that.
Greg would be really proud of you for saying that. That's some really smart logic, by the way, because you're right. My pool is just the people who went there, and it's not acknowledging the people that maybe didn't come because of the money. That's a great point. When CrossFit announced this, I was so excited. Like I just saw opportunity everywhere. Like I know Greg just built this massive gym in Scottsdale, the most beautiful gym anyone's ever seen. It's crazy. And I was like, I'm going to charge $1,000. If I only get 15 athletes, awesome. We'll stream it. I'll leverage the whole entire show to get more viewers for the Sevon podcast. I'll have a taco truck there. It'll be the talk of the town. We'll make it crazy exclusive and just like a like a FOMO event, That's what I wanted to do. Like a fuck you, like let's party. But other people, their thought is, fuck CrossFit. This is fucked up. They're just doing this to put the stress on people like NorCal Classic or Syndicate They're not doing any media. They're not giving any money. And it's like the Huck Finn thing where they're getting you guys to paint the fence for free. Did you see the two camps? I love the opportunity because I can leverage it to grow, find a sponsor and leverage it to grow the channel. Other people are like, hey, it's a dick move. Where do you guys fall in that?
First of all, it was Tom Sawyer that got the guy to paint the fence.
Thank you. I knew I shouldn't step into the literary realm. I should just stick with conspiracy theories. My bad.
Don't do it with Blair. Don't do that.
I see the two camps. Personally, I think this is the right move. And this is not, I'm not saying that because we got an opportunity to like step up and take one of those spots. I think it is unsustainable for CrossFit to try to do the affiliate and the training model, but also trying to run the entire sport on their own. Like this needs to be diversified into a PGA Tour style or a ATP style system where you have these independent events that are responsible for generating sponsorship, prize money, and athlete field, and running just their event so they can do it really, really well, while CrossFit just loosely connects them through some agreed upon standards and practices. Like that's what's got to happen for this thing to go into like the next evolution of the sport and really make it possible for athletes to make this their profession, right? So I think it's right. I don't think it should be viewed as CrossFit like, tricking events to do their dirty work for them. I think this is the way it needs to go because the old way wasn't working. CrossFit was losing money. The sponsors that were paying all these money to go to semifinals and regionals were not making their money back. It wasn't worth it. And there's an opportunity for events like us to grow a real business, right? And so I think this is the way. And what CrossFit has to do, in my opinion, is just decide what role they are going to play. Because we need them, right? We need them to legitimize the association, whatever you want to call it, the tour of these events that are going to be, loosely connected. And they have to decide on a consistent format. They can't keep changing it every year. That is difficult for the public to get on board with. And it's going to be hard to establish any sort of like consistent growth if everybody's resetting every year.
And what that is too, if you think about it, it's the affiliate model, but for competitions.
That's right? Exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah. And that's where we need to be at. And so if CrossFit, which does affiliates really well, can do the same thing with competitions and just have a more stringent standard for the people who come in and play at the higher level, then I think that's the winning strategy right now, because that's what they do on the affiliate side. Now, if they do it on the competition side, it's really synergistic and starts to work together.
Hey, what's crazy? You nailed it. When Ben was saying that, I was like, holy shit, Ben's describing the affiliate model, but in the games realm. And I looked up Greg Glassman. I remember one day he's went and spoke at Harvard Business School many times. And I was, in true Greg fashion, he went in there and he goes, hey, let me define business for you guys. And he's talking to, the head of the business school and, 500 students in a room, all with, corporate experiences with their own businesses. And he said, business is the process of finding opportunities for others that are uniquely attractive. He says it better than that. This AI version isn't good, but that's basically what this is. It's going back to like, hey, we're going to give you a business opportunity that's uniquely attractive. And it's so funny that it's bizarre to me that people critique him as a businessman when you think he grew the fastest chain in world history, 162 countries, all 7 continents. There's people out there complaining that he did something wrong or that it wasn't perfect. But really, if there's a metric for what's perfect and what's not perfect, he actually did do it perfectly. And when people are like, well, it's in contraction now, there's only 10,000 affiliates. Well, there was a point a few years ago where Starbucks closed down 33% of their stores. Mm-hmm. And there's an ebb and flow. But I think that they're really onto something too here. And I think it's going to bring a better character out of HQ, because it's going to force them also, right, to work there's a lot of stress in putting on these events. So you're going to get a lot of stressed out people when they're putting on 17 regionals around the world.
Yeah, that's insane. It's insane. They're doing way too much, and it makes you do a lot of things not well. So I hope that that's where their head's at. I really think it's going to work if they decide that's the role they want to play. It's kind of like like you said, like the loose connective tissue between all these things. And like it could be as simple as, CrossFit providing judging, right? Like standardizing the judging process. So you have like, maybe they're like the referee association for the NFL. They're coming in, they're kind of making sure the rules are enforced, but every game, so to speak, unfolds slightly differently. Every stadium has its own little bit of leeway on how they're going to operate the competition. So yeah, I think that's where it's headed. I hope that's where it's headed.
Yeah, that's great. I really liked that you guys are comparing it to the affiliate model. That's great. All right. Is there any stone that we didn't? Anything you guys want to talk about? Any stone unturned?
Let's see here. We turned over a lot of stones.
Yeah. What about? Well, let me ask you this. What about 6 years into this? Is this sustainable? Is this, do your wives hate you? You're like, hey, dude, this is costing us too much money. Have you guys figured out a way to make this so that it doesn't affect how many nights in a row you can eat steak at the house?
Well, my wife hates me regardless.
All right. She's glad you're doing this. It's more time out of the house.
I'm just kidding. My wife's fully on board. She loves the NorCal Classic, and I got to imagine Blair's wife is too.
Yeah, it's I think it's sustainable. I mean, we see the growth in the online participation, which is the big metric for us. That's where all of our registrations come from. So as long as there's an appetite there, I think it's sustainable. On the home front, I mean, I agree. I mean, Ben's wife is, we've talked about it, she's always unimpressed by whatever it is that anybody does. Like she's a very creative person. So she always has business ideas on how to make it better. My wife's on board. She enjoys it. She's a competitor from back in the day as well. So she likes anything that's live and in person and the kids can run around at.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember meeting your wife, Blair.
She's also very hot.
She is hot too. I expected that.
Yeah.
I expected that from you. You look like the kind of guy to have a hot wife. Nick, yeah, I like it. And I think it could be really Ben's wife being hot was a surprise. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I think I like it. And I think it could be really fun. Totally agree with the positivity and benefit of providing these qualifying events, a unique opportunity. Then CF hosts an awesome finale with the games.
I think it's going to end up being where the CrossFit Games is like Wimbledon, or the Masters. And then, you'll have Rogue will be comparable to like the US Open or whatever. You're going to have a couple of like jewel events in the season. Wadapalooza will probably be one there too. But it just takes some work to get them all, connected somehow.
Heidi Kroom, does anyone else need a wife? Solid question. Thank you, Heidi. Steve, Blair has a brother. Steve Wetterer. Steve
Yeah.
Wetterer. From experience, best run event, great competitive experience. It is really.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm not just saying this because you guys are on. When we all went there, I went there. I was in a house with Andrew Hiller and Colton and Taylor and Lizzie, and there were a whole ton of us in the house, and all of us were like, holy shit, this is the most fun we've ever had. And I've been at this as long as you guys have, like 20 years, and I can't even believe how fun we had at the NorCal Classic. Like even the dumb shit, like the parking, to just being able to find a bottle of water, to being able to pull up a piece of shade, and the people, it was cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's big enough so that the people there who hate me don't have to stand next to me. It's really cool.
Hey, to be fair, like hats off to Guido Trinidad. Long time ago, he told us, when he was running Wadapalooza, because Wadapalooza had that same kind of cachet and still kind of does. It's more big business now, but back in the day, Wadapalooza, like, really cool. And Guido told us, look at this competition from every lens you can. That's from an athlete side, which was obvious to Blair and I, from the volunteer side, from the spectator side and from the vendor side. And so we kind of try to do that all the time, is constantly look at every competition, from each of those angles. And that really helps. And if the competitions that are being thrown that are in this new affiliate model that we're experimenting with would do that, I think that there'd be a lot more good competitions out there, and that would just raise the bar for everybody, and so you have more of a PGA Tour style event if you do that. And so you have to look at it from the spectator. I think I said spectator, but if I didn't, I meant spectator too, because that's who is going to bring the eyeballs. And then eventually people will travel around and go, hey, NorCal Classics this weekend, I'm gonna go hit that up. And then, in 3 weeks is this event, and I'm gonna go fly out there and check that out. And you start creating this really cool thing that kind of builds and builds and builds.
Hey, let me ask you this. Maybe I'm wrong. You didn't charge for spectators when I was there, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think where that was, the entrance, because that's another thing. I go to a jiu-jitsu tournament. I pay $450 for my 3 kids. And then I still have to pay $30 to get in if I want to watch them when I get there, and $30 for my wife. Where did you pay? I don't remember seeing was it at the parking lot entrance?
Yes. So you could pre-buy the spectator tickets, or you could get them as you came into the parking lot.
Okay.
It was wristbanded, and we had a couple tables set up. It was actually at the shuttle station also.
You were a true VIP. You didn't even know about it, and that's how well we run our event. The true VIP.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. God, I'm fucking so entitled. Okay. So speaking of which, I want to talk about one more thing. Vendors. Are you still accepting vendors? What if someone wants to be a vendor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
we're looking for vendors.
You are looking for vendors. Okay.
And partners.
And if you're a vendor and you want to be somewhere where there's tons of fucking people milling around, this is the place. It's a tight area. If it's the same place they did it last year, it's a very tight area. I mean, people can go walk far away, but the events are in between these 2 stages. Everyone hangs out in these areas. And then fans also, can you buy ticket? Can you just walk up and buy tickets? Or do you have to get them in advance?
You will be able to do both.
Okay.
Yeah. Either way.
And what about go ahead. Sorry, Blair.
But the ticket, none of that's on sale yet. That probably won't go on sale until March.
And what about camping there? It looked like the kind of place you could camp. Can you camp there?
No.
No overnight camping.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's plenty. But I mean, it is it's like a city, but then it's also out in the sticks. So there's plenty of affordable housing out there. And like I said, a great airport.
Yeah. A couple people actually did bring their 5th wheels out, and they stayed, and they didn't get bothered. Which to your
that's
risk.
Awesome.
We didn't authorize that, but they did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great spot. All right, guys. I think that's it. Have you guys back on again as we get closer to the event.
Yeah. I want to tune in tomorrow and watch Colton do this workout.
Yeah, I will be texting you guys today and keep you guys posted on what's going on.
All right.
Okay. Sweet. Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Thank
you.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers, and thanks for getting up so early. I know you guys had to get up like at 5 to do the show. Thank you.
Just more coffee. It's all good.
All right. All right. Later, guys.
Later.
Ben Alderman, Blair Morrison. All right. Game on. 7 Podcast will be broadcasting the NorCal Classic. Can't tell you how excited I am. It's going to be sick. I wonder what's going to happen to John Young's life now that he has a kid, because he's a yes guy. Yes. Dude, that was a 10 out of 10. I don't know what you're talking about. I was on my fucking game. I got all the political talking points out. Scored all the points. That was some fucking amazing political maneuvering. All right, now for the real show. All right. Great. It's a great thing. I'm sure I'm going to go again with Taylor and Hiller, and hopefully we can drag JR out and John Young and Bill Grunler. Hopefully I think it's going to be amazing this year. I got some funny clips for you guys today. Then I'm off. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a trip. Tomorrow's a travel day for me. And also Colton wants to do the qualifier. So I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. There's so much bad mouthing of Muslims these days, and it's really unnecessary. So a couple kids get raped. What are you going to do? There's some grooming gangs. What are you going to do? Some people get beheaded in the streets. You know, there's bad apples in every group. So what if it says in the Quran 100 times to kill the Jews? What, you know, what? It's the shit happens. Got to work that shit out. Oh, Binge Bros tomorrow. I think hopefully today. Anyway, let's listen to this fine Muslim lady. Here we go.
You should never wait for your husband to ask you for a second wife.
Wait, what's going on? Can you guys hear that? What's going on? Did you guys hear that? God. Amateur hour. Fucking amateur hour. Here we go. Let me know if you guys can't hear this. You guys, someone tell me in the chat right away. Oh, you can hear it. Okay.
You should never wait for your husband to ask you for a second wife. That's something you should take initiative in finding as a first wife. From the day you get married, you should make it your life's mission to find him a second wife. Because it won't be easy finding him another soulmate. It took so long for you to find him, but now finding him a second wife will be difficult. But don't give up. Keep trying. It says a lot about the type of wife you are and the quality of wife you are. You should never wait for your husband to ask you for a second wife. That's something you should take initiative in finding as a first wife. From the day you get married, you should make it your life's mission to find him a second wife. Because it won't be easy finding him another soulmate. It took so long for you to find him, but now finding him a second wife will be difficult. But don't give up. Keep trying. It says a lot about the type of wife you are and the quality of wife you are.
And the quality of wife you are. Listen, this is a very open-minded podcast. Don't be so closed-minded. That's what makes us so special from the different people out there. So it's very, very loving gesture. Heidi Kroom, I'm out for fuck's sake. Heidi has to go to the bathroom. She may have lesbo impulses. Is she drunk? Please find a second wife with huge cannons. All right. Nice. What a find. There you go. Did that lady have fake eyelashes? Muslims shouldn't be doing the fake eyelash thing, I don't think. Mohammed wouldn't like that. Mason Mitchell, I like her. Yeah, what's not to like? I should see if my phone works. I should call what is this? Congratulations. You have successfully registered for the 2025 Open. The first workout will be announced at 12 Pacific time on February 27th. Oh, so the Open is registering. Where'd it go? All right. I'm thinking about doing the Open this year, maybe. Got it on my to-do list. She's a Mormon Muslim. Teresa, was trying to go inside a gas station and a Muslim woman was blocking the door on the inside. I politely opened the door a crack and said, "Excuse me." She looked at me dead in the eye and said, "Say please." Holy shit. Off with her head. Hiller. What's Hiller? Should I memorize Andrew Hiller's number? Should I memorize all my friends' phone numbers just to like 630 45. Okay. There we go. Find out if Andrew and I are doing a show tonight. I have to pat. What'd you say? Okay, so I'd have to do it late.
What's up? This is Andrew Hiller. If you do not text
Andrew.
me, I will not be calling
This is
you back.
Sebon.
If you cannot text me, you're probably not real or you don't actually want to talk to me. Bye.
God, he is such a trip. Hello, this is Andrew Hiller. Leave a message. Or what's he say? I've gotten used to it. I remember the first time I heard it, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Yeah, I'm thinking about it too. Kind of want to support that. I think this is going to be Dave's best Open, just out of shape. Yeah, me too. Thinking about doing it though. I mean, let me put it this way. I'm going to register for sure. I don't know about the doing it part. Jody Lynn, God damn it, I'm stealing that message. I know. Do you want to hear it again? It's crazy. It's crazy. It like just screams I'm autistic. Listen. It's just straight up fuck you. But since you know Andrew, it's not. Listen. What's he doing? That guy never sleeps. He must be training someone. Yeah, the filming part sucks.
What's up? This is Andrew Hiller. If you do not text me, I will not be calling you back. If you cannot text me, you're probably not real or you don't actually want to talk to me. Bye.
You're not real. What do you mean you're not real? Yeah, it's childlike. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah, you're stealing that message. Yeah. All right. Oh, what happened to Sevon versus Wooly? Listen, guys. There is no Sevon versus Wooly. Do I have to explain to you what happened? He's just a better chess player than me. He just beat me at a game of chess. That's it. I'm not doing anything with a guy who full-time hates on CrossFit. That's all he does. He just full-time hates on CrossFit. People are sending me all these screenshots from his thing. All he does is hate on CrossFit every single day. That's his whole angle. There's nothing objective about the guy. He tried going the tattletale route. Remember when all he did was tattle on people? Now all he's doing is hating on CrossFit. He's just that guy. And so I was making fun of him for not doing the open. And then he decided to do the open because CrossFit added some years to his dad's life, and he realized that that's a bigger reason to do it than whatever other bullshit reason he had made not to do it. And then he decided, hey, I'm going to challenge you in the open. It's like, you can't challenge me. Like, we're all challenging each other. And no, I'm not, it's not Sevon versus Wooly. So then he posted a thing saying, I'll give first. He probably checked it to see how bad he fucking destroyed me in the open last year. And then he's like, okay, I'll bet him $500 that I could beat him. Pay the man, Sevi. I am, dude. Listen. On a side note, don't tell anyone this, Jeff. If he does beat me this year, he deserves it. Because I'm like training like with 75% commitment. Like I dusted off the old squat clean, overhead squats, trying to, string together a few double unders. I've been rowing every other day, every 2 days. Shit tons of fucking horrible Metcons. What did I do yesterday? I did something so bad. I did 20 cals on the rower, 15 thrusters with 25-pound dumbbells, 10 burpees as fast as I can, and then rest. What Souza was telling me to do, train to rest ratio. Do a few rounds of that. I was a fucking gelatinous sack of shit on Greg's garage floor. Just go. I'm just going. I just need to not get hurt. That's it. I did back squats for the first time in, I don't know, 5 or 10 years and forever. The other day, 5 sets of 5 with 135. Just getting at it, eating a lot of steak. They got me for $60 with the shirt and judges package. The shirt better be nice. Oh, you'll never get the shirt. For fuck's sake. I'll sign up today, though, probably. No, that's not true. I'll probably wait till I get to Newport. Jody Lynn wants to do a message. Listen, fucked hard. Just text me. Yeah, that's solid. You're in denial, Sevi. It's okay. He won. I know he won. It was a fucking brilliant chess move. Got fucking beat by a fucking dude with Down syndrome. What's that say about me? Sebi, did you know the guy who died of cancer who won the games 5 times, the older fella? Guessing you covered him back in the day. I honestly don't remember him. So, but it sucks that he died of cancer. Yeah, it's not Sevon versus Wooly. It's Sevon paying a charity. Asshole. Oh, shit. You guys are making too many comments. I can't follow. Oh, yeah. I don't have Down syndrome. I have Up syndrome. That's fair. Yeah, I'll show up and I will look competent. I will look competent. Like I said, like there's no shortage of me telling you guys I'm a fucking amazing mover. I move beautifully. I can learn all the movements. I just suck. I'm just a dork. I've just like never been a good athlete, you know. Like I never had the go. I'm hurting after the first round. I'm that guy. You're kind of being gay. Not kinda. No. There's so many fit Armenians. Listen, on Saturday night, you're gonna see like the baddest Armenian dude in the world fight Islam Makhachev in the UFC main event. It's gonna be crazy. Although, you know what's embarrassing? I saw Arman Sarukian. He's been on the show before, by the way. The guy who's fighting in the main event this weekend in the UFC. Back when I cared about getting guests, and I was watching him yesterday. He was at like a Lakers game or something. He was somewhere in LA and he was on the floor and he was shooting hoop, and God, he sucks at shooting basketball. He shoots like a dork. I don't do anything like a dork. All my movements in the 30-second time domain, I look unreal, whether it's salsa dancing or squatting or whatever. I'm special like that. You know, the first time I juggled, I could juggle just like right away. I can do this, you know what I mean? I can pat my head and rub my stomach at the same time, like no problem, both directions. You know what I mean? Fucking money. I can do that thing where my hands go opposite directions in circles. Like none of you can do this. Watch. Make circles with my hands going the opposite direction. Special. My brain is like, I can't explain it. It's perfect. Agile. Slater, you can juggle these nuts. David, what is that? What is that? What is it? What emoji is that? That's the first time this emoji's ever been seen on this show. Is this show? I love show and tell. I love show and tell in the second grade. All right, back to the show. That guy's such a narcissist. I can't stand him. He's a misogynist. He thinks men should have 2 wives. How good was Sam Bondi yesterday? Did anyone watch the confirmation hearings? Are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sam Bondi. Hot and smart. How about all these fucking crazy, powerful women that Trump surrounds himself with? It's nuts. Sam Bondi. Is she married? She's awesome. Oh, Pam? Yeah, whatever. Pam Bondi. Porn Bondi. She's so fucking hot. She was just tearing shit up yesterday. How about when she fucked up Adam Schiff? He's like asking her questions about Jan 6, and she's like, hey, what about the 87% increase in fucking violent crimes in your state? That's what I'm going to be focused on.
things did you request?
Emails. So like emails from teachers, anything having to do with the parental notification policy. And so what I found were all of these communications from an LGBTQ center that is in, it was in our area, that they've been visiting campus, like they're working in collaboration with the teachers. We found emails showing that the teachers worked in collaborations with the trustees. Like most things, sadly, it's money. And so what I found was that center then worked in coordination with the University of California, Irvine, which is a research hospital, and they are getting grant funding. So you and I are paying taxes, and they're getting grant funding to have what they call a pediatric gender diversity program. And so like this center is working as a sales arm for the hospital, going on to campuses to recruit kids into this. And so this is based on not attraction, but promotion.
Listen, are you hearing this, Pat Lang? The hospital that does fucking penis removals on little kids gives money that educates the kids on wanting their penises removed so that then you can funnel them back to the hospital to get their penises removed. Are you hearing this shit? Isolated incident.
So this is being promoted on social media, as we know, and is being promoted at school. And what's so disturbing about this is these are communications that I found in the San Diego Unified School District that is socially transitioning children at school so that then they go down this medicalization road.
Hey, this is the same school district that made it against the rules. Teachers could not enforce kids to do homework and make it part of their grading. So if a kid didn't turn in his homework, you couldn't have it reflect in his grade because they felt like marginalized kids weren't turning in their homework at a disproportional amount. So think about that. Because a cohort of kids based on their skin color, weren't turning in their homework, they made it so you couldn't make homework part of the grades. That's San Diego Unified School District. Zuck's a cuck, dude. And hey, Trump knows it. Trump knows it, Patty. Mr. Lang. Richest country in the world. Richest country in the world. Homework's a sign that teachers aren't doing their job. In Riverside Unified, you aren't allowed to discipline, no detention or suspension. Oh my goodness. God, did you see that thing? That thing in Spain, they got that list of 2,200 politicians and professional athletes and celebrities that have paid. They got that Google spreadsheet with all their names on it, that database. They paid money so that they didn't have to get vaccinated. That's a fun story out of Spain. No, just imagine all the people who voted for Gavin Newsom and Kamala. That's what they're okay with that. Like, where do you draw the line? You know that hospitals and transition centers for kids are getting curriculum put into your kids' elementary school and junior high school to convince them to use the services of a hospital that chops off their penises, and you vote for someone like that. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, how about when Schiff said, he didn't say it outright, but he was alluding to the fact that they were going to release the January 6th protesters. And he's like, do you hate, basically he was telling Pam Bondi, hey, or Sam Bondi, whatever her name is, hey, do you think it's okay for police officers to get beat up? Or would you let out people who beat up police officers? And it's like, dude, do you not remember 2 months ago when 4 cops got stomped in Times Square? They caught the guys and released them. Hold on, my wife's sitting 15 feet away from me, but she just texted me. She said, "Are you cool with me having breakfast delivered?" Oh yeah. You don't want to go to breakfast? Let me text Greg and see if he wants to go. Want to go to breakfast? I need to feed the kids. All right. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, can you just call all the people? Let's say someone voted for Hitler after he killed like 500,000 Jews. Can they be like, but dude, he's really into organic farming, which he was. He's given more. His government's given more money to cancer research than any government in the history of the world, which is true. He did. He saved the Jew who was the godfather of photosynthesis, the gay Jew who's the godfather of photosynthesis, and won the Nobel Prize and is on cutting edge of metabolic research regarding cancer. He didn't kill him. Like where do you draw the line? Like where do you start stacking it up? Like, okay, I know that Kamala and Gavin are all about chopping penises off of little boys and promoting that and trying to lead them down that pathway. But what do you how much shit do you have to put on the other side of the scale where you're like, yeah, it's okay? How much? How about they're going to give every person in Greenland $1 million to hand over the country? $57 billion. It's nothing. Jump change. We're going to have a new state soon. You know what's going to happen to the economy there? It's going to fucking explode. Adam Schiff, this is our senator from California. He's asking, we're also worried about Liz Cheney. You know what we should be worried about? Oh, no, that's what Pam Bondi said. He's asking Pam Bondi if she's going to go after Liz Cheney.
You sitting here today, whether you are aware of a factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one
Based
has
on
asked
what you
me
know.
to investigate Liz Cheney. That is the
The
hypothetical.
president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked.
You may not know this, but Brooke Wells and Pam Bondi get their eyelashes done at the same place. Now you know.
Ask me to investigate.
But the president
Liz.
has
We're
called-
also
the
worried about
president-
Liz Cheney.
The
Senator.
president has
You know what
called
we
for
should
this.
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
The
please
crime rate
answer
in
my
California
questions.
right now
You
is
are
through
aware,
the roof.
Ms. Bondi,
Your
my-
robberies
Ms.
are
Bondi,
87% higher than the national
my question
average.
is this.
That's what I
My
want to
question
be
is this.
focused on, Senator.
Do you have the
if I'm
power to
confirmed
say
as
no to the
Attorney
president?
General.
Asking you, sitting
Californians are getting robbed at twice the rate of the national average. Shut your fucking pie hole, Mr. Lang. 57 billion is nothing unless you're giving it to Ukraine. Shut it. Don't contextualize anything. That's my job. I'm the host of the show. You said it, not me. Whatever. Don't throw it in my face either. Yeah, Bondi's dope. If you're not watching the confirmation hearings, you're missing out on a lot of fun shit. We got Adrian Bosman scheduled to come on the show here soon. And Joe Biden gave his farewell address. That was hilarious. Can you imagine? You know what he said? He said he's concerned because there's no more fact checkers on Facebook. You know what? You know what's crazy? What I was listening to these guys talk. He asks, "Do you have any predicates for going after Liz Cheney? Biden talks all sorts of shit about Zuckerberg and Facebook, and he talks all this shit about people, but he never says their names. It so reminds me of the cucks on the other side of the fence for around in the CrossFit space. Just think of all the cucks who speak in ambiguity because they're scared or whatever reason. They think they're fucking being polite. Just think about them. I've mentioned them 1,000 times, like the Talking Elite Fitness, how they dance around shit. They talk for 20 minutes about how the open was fucked up, but all they can say is the golden barbell. They can't drop Emily's name or Haynes's name. It's just such cuckery. Everyone does it on that side of the fence. You listen to his whole speech and he's like, there's oligarchs. Just say it, dude. Who you're talking about? Are you talking about Bezos or Zuckerberg? Why don't you say their names? Why are you such a bitch? That's exactly. It was crazy listening to him talk yesterday. He's just as much of a coward as it's like you wonder why everything's split along party lines is because they talk the people in our space talk with the ambiguity the same way these fucking cucks on the left talk. You never know exactly what they're saying. You just have to fill in the blanks. It's their way of gathering hate. They're just gathering hate. I'm going to tell you there's some really bad people in the space, and then you can just make up who it is. There's these people who are really negative in the space. It's the most vile kind of content. But the NPCs love that shit because then they can fill in the story and make it about whoever they want. Your criticism of the space needs to be commensurate to your added value to the situation. Your added value, your criticism of anything needs to be commensurate to your ability, your contribution that's not negative. That's still not right. Look at Danny Spiegel. 99% of all her content is either please put me on a porn box or I fucking hate CrossFit. It isn't good. And and so there's supposed to be some sort of balance there. Don't worry about how negative I am. Accept it because I dress and post pictures like I'm on the cover of a porn box. And I get it. There's some merit to that. There's some contribution to that. I mean, people love looking at the titties and the giant ass and all that. But I think of all these other athletes out there. The only athlete I've seen so far, I'm not saying it's the only one that I've seen actually make, Cole Mertens made a post. I signed up for the Open. So your criticism needs to be commensurate. That's the word of the day, commensurate. Equal to your contribution, your value add. And so on one hand, you have Taylor Self just fucking bending Annette over and putting the big D in her fucking backside. But then on the other hand, you have him fucking picking CrossFit's, one of its best trainers, McCoy L4, and going on and doing shows where he grabs his ankles and gets fucking demolished and told about what a shitty coach he is. Those dweebs are completely out of balance. I think the coffee maker makes that noise. It was cool when I had Ben Alderman and Blair Morrison on. Do you know who they are, Haley? But it was cool because I could hear Blair's phone text coming in the whole time. But I like that. It's kind of funny. It's like ding, 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 ding. But maybe it was mine. I hear it again. Do you guys hear those texts pouring in? Pardon me? Oh, no, not yet. Like David Weed's completely out of balance. David Weed is completely out of balance. All he does is post the same negative shit all the time. He's probably like 80-20. Pat Lang is 50-50. I mean, the fact that he came on the show and we hung out during election night, that was awesome. Maybe I should have Pat on for I wonder if Pat would be willing to come on for, I'm gonna have Dale Saran on. We should get Pat on too. That's a good mix. Me, Dale, and Pat for the inauguration on Monday. No, that's just Blair. Oh, I liked it. Commensurate. And so there had you. Anyway, this guy, this farewell address was so bad. It's so fucking embarrassing. He's worrying about oligarchs and all this shit. He's talking about how he's concerned that Facebook won't have fact checkers anymore. Of course, he won't say that. I have to fill in the blanks and say Facebook. But can you imagine that? That's the Dems' way of saying, hey, we want censorship. And listen to this idiot. Listen to what he says here. He's such a moron. Can you believe this is our president? During his farewell address, Joe Biden accidentally reads the directions, end of quote, off this teleprompter. How about the other day when the chief of the fire department, Karen Bask, said CURL? She did the same thing. Instead of saying the website, she just said URL. Listen to this.
Of misplaced power, end of quote. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power, end of quote.
End of quote. The potential for misplaced power, end of quote. I'm so glad that guy is leaving. So glad. Bye-bye. Later, buddy. And so basically, if you're out of balance, if all you're doing is saying negative stuff, you know the people, Patrick Vellner, like it's been 10 years of just complaining, Danny Spiegel. Pat does have a value though, entertainment value, and I guess Danny has porn star value, TNA value. You become just cannon fodder for the pundits. That's all they are now. It's like, okay, we know what you are. There's nothing news coming out of you. I get it. I'm out of balance. What would you say? What would you say her? What do you say? What you say? What would you tell me? And this is, by the way, with no judgment. I think this outfit's incredible. I think that's about as good as her tits can possibly look. The thumb on the mouth, implying that she's about to get the D forced in her. What I mean, what do you think? The only thing I don't like is I don't like the I'm not into belly button rings. But what do you say, Clock? Let me get what do you get from this? You tell me. I'm like, damn, she looks good. She's about to take the D from fucking the Latino, or is it a black guy in the back? Oh, that's empowering. Okay. Oh, it's a bathing suit. Fine. Then it's a bathing suit. You see, Teresa sees it as a paycheck. Wowzers. Yeah, it's an incredible photo, dude. There's no doubt. She looks, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen her look better. Is that a joint? I hadn't scrolled. Oh, a joint and a cigarette lighter. I get in that position a lot to stretch my back out. It was because I was back squatting 135. I'd do 5, Then I'd grab the bar and just bend over and stick my ass out. Ugh. I mean, you tell me. Dude, she's going to start an OnlyFans. She doesn't need to start an OnlyFans. That's enough for the vast majority. Sean, address Sean's dumb comment. Okay, hold on. Let me see it. Danny is washed. I mean, like clean? Yeah, she looks clean. She looks bathed. She has 3 years left to make money, and she'll be hitched to a 70-year-old NFL team owner. Oh, that ain't bad. I don't see Sean's comment. I'd love to ask Pound Sean, though. Where is it? Sean, you want some D? You don't even know Danny on a personal level. That's unfair to make assumptions of her social media presence. We should call you. What the fuck are you? What are you talking? You don't even know Danny on a personal level. 100%. I don't know her on a personal level. Listen. Let me be very clear, fucknut. I am going strictly off of this picture that I see a super hot chick with a fucking dude standing behind her with his thumb on her mouth, and then I'm bringing the story to it. I take 100% of the story. And what I see is a chick that's this is my look at I'm like Alex Gazan. Come after Alex Gazan. Let me like this comment. I agree with Alex Gazan so much. There's so much hotness going on here. But I think that if this was a video, he shoves his thumb into her mouth, bends her over, and drops a cock in her. But this is just a steel frame, so that's all we see. And if you don't see that, that's fine. Maybe you see that she's about to faint and he caught her and saved her and he's walking her to the hospital to get fucking checked. I don't know what you see. I'm telling you what I see. I'm bringing my own narrative to it. But, Sean, I'm willing to bet 2 inches of my dick against 2 inches of your dick that 90% of the people see it the way I see it. That they're like, yeah, she's about to get pounded by that dude and she wants it and she loves it and she's getting ready to go in the submissive position and that bathing suit is some sort of bondage shit and that that's just all sex and procreation and intercourse and lovemaking and whatever you want to call it. And if you don't see it that way, Sean, good on you. You got your own little fucking narrative. Maybe you're like, man, I'd love to have her teach my kids cursive writing. No one blocks me. She didn't unblock me. Why would she block me? I don't say anything bad about her. I don't know anything about her personality. She might be I'm not suggesting anything about her personality. I'm telling you what I'm bringing to this picture. I thought he was saving her, honest to gosh. It's a bathing suit and she could have been drowning. Fair enough. Okay. I hear you. Love you, buddy. You got a different, everyone's got their own, some people say I'm a pervert. What are you going to do? Just telling you what I see. And being the insecure little 5-foot Armenian guy I am, I'm going to have to say that 90% of the people agree with me. No, are you supposed to choke? I don't think he's choking. He's just that he's going to bend her over and take a little stress off her hammies for her. He's a strong man. Adam Blakesley throws in his 2 cents. I thought that was lingerie made for taking off and pounding. Yeah. Right. At least she didn't drown. Yeah. There you go. Oh, shit. I just got that. Jesus Christ. That's not a bathing suit. Was it consensual? All great. I mean, you can spin the narrative any way you want. Her social media is her, her kind of your social media is kind of like your resume to the world. Damn. I swear Danny, listen, I'm telling you, if you start a brand called Dump Truck Hotties, a website, Dump Truck Hotties, you will kill. And it's just you guys in the back of just giant, enormous, like Caterpillar trucks and shit. Sevy, your beard's on point. I know. I'm getting ready to cut it, though. I was seriously thinking about it this morning. Before she calls me, I look homeless again. I want that shirt, too. Dump Truck Hottie. Oh, my God. I wonder what the legality is to make a Sevon podcast. I wonder if she'd do a collab with me. Collab. A shirt. Sevon podcast, Dump Truck Hottie shirt. Travis, are you friends with her? Could you reach out to her? What's wrong with you looking at homeless? I don't know. What are you going to do? Hey, yeah, so the takeaway is I agree with Alex Gazan. And Joe Biden's retarded. And if you voted for him, you are you're fine with the general mutilation of kids and pedophiles. I mean, those are the takeaways so far in the show. And that Ben Alderman's wife is hot. Those are some of them. I can't believe I didn't see Blair's wife.
How do you guys like guns there? I don't know. I don't care if you believe in guns or not. It doesn't really matter. I think lobbying is a bad thing, right? Like the NRA. I think it's real easy though. If we just renamed the NRA, I bet people would stop caring about guns completely. Just rename it. Call it the WNRA. Gun crowd? You guys like guns there? I don't know. I don't care if you believe in guns or not. It doesn't really matter. I think lobbying is a bad thing, right? Like the NRA. I think it's real easy though. If we just renamed the NRA, I bet people would stop caring about guns completely. Just rename it. Call it the WNRA.
It's Gary Roberts. Hey, you notice how I play all the jokes twice? I try to. Because I know like half you are barely listening to the show, so I run it twice just to make sure. Check your DM. I sent you an open video. Who's this from? Someone sent me. What the fuck? How'd you get my phone number? Check the DM. Listen, 99% of the time I do this, I regret it. If this is a shitty DM, you're gonna ruin it for everyone moving forward. I'm gonna play this without even watching it. I don't even know who this came from because I can't see because it came in on a text on my computer and the contacts aren't synced with my phone. If this is fucked up, if this isn't good, I'm gonna be pissed. Here we go. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unvetted. Unknown and Unknowable, like NorCal Classic, which we're going to be streaming. And tomorrow, Colt Mertens is going to do one of the qualifiers.
Fucking belter haircut, that's fresh. You do that every day. You line that shit out every day. Bro, you're sexy. You're virile, aren't you? You've got mirrors all over your bedroom, you. Hasn't he? He's never looked at you once while you're fucking. He's just looking on himself. What you do, John? Well, IT? Do you? You look like you sell cocaine. This your missus? Of course it is, yeah. Beautiful. What's your name, Doc? Not that fucking course it is. A fucking course it is, John. You fucking cunt. There's no way you work in IT, you cunt. There's no way in the world. You're just walking in here with your turkey teeth and your fresh Jordans on. With a fucking 10 out of 10 fucking Russian beard and a foxwear coat on. I just work in IT, mate. Just there, do a bit of this and a bit of that. If your computer's broke, just come and see John. Fuck off, John. Not having it, mate. Not having it. That's a fucking belter haircut, That's fresh.
It's good. It's good. Nothing great. It was just a solid 8. I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed his accent and looking at his girl's titties. It was good. All right. I'm not. That didn't close the door on showing random shit. Well, that was not funny. Yeah. I. Holy shit. All right. Get the phone out. I agree. It wasn't funny, but I liked it. I liked it. Jesus criminy, dude. What is going on? Marron, as they say in Italian, marron. Jesus criminy. Who took that picture? Listen, I think you can do that same look, but with a I like the tidy whitey bathing suits. I like the complete coverage. Oh, did I lose you guys? No, there we are. I like the complete coverage. I like women in like, like old men's underwear, like tighty whities. Yeah, I like that. I like that guy's voice. A midget took that picture. The most appreciative. Oh, listen. The most appreciative man of the female form in the CrossFit space. Thank you. Yeah, I like one pieces too. I like what did I see? Did I see a Born Primitive one piece that was really cool? I think Alex Gazan or Ariel Lone was wearing one piece that was crazy cool. I like one pieces. I don't like the stuff riding in the butt and the like slicing up the pussy and shit. I like I like a more full bottom. Tighty whities are surprisingly comfortable. Yeah. Especially if they're not if you're not a dude. Finally. Hey.
You call?
Yeah, did you just finish training someone?
No, I was working out.
Oh, nice. What'd you do?
Lunges and toes to bar and clean and jerks and all that stuff.
Oh, did you actually do a Metcon or were you just fucking around?
It was 100-foot dumbbell walking lunge in the farmer's grip with the 50s for 100 feet. And then it was 40 toe to bar, 100, 30, 120 time.
Well, sorry, 120, 30.
So 3 sets of 100.
Okay.
And then it goes 40, 30, 20 on the toe to bar.
Oh, okay. What if I couldn't do marching lunges? Could I just do that workout and do just like 100 lunges, 40 toes to bar, 100 lunges, just like, forward and back?
I think the first thing I would do is I would tell you to go out to your street and go through the fence and do it out there because I know you have space out there.
All right.
But the next thing is you could do step back lunges and it would be like 32, I believe, 32 step back alternating lunges and then 24, 16.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I did a workout the other day with Souza. We did a bunch of back squatting and then we did 7 toes to bar, 7 shoulder to overhead, 7 rounds.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
I
cool.
like that workout. It's like open-esque.
It was cool. And so it ended up being 49 toes to bar.
What's the shoulder to overhead with?
I did it with 35s. Souza did it with some big ass dumbbells. No, Souza did it with a bar. I did dumbbells. He did it with a bar.
Oh, got it.
2
dumbbells?
Say it again.
2 dumbbells?
Yeah, I did 2 dumbbells, 35 each. You know what's crazy about that, Hiller? I did I did it all unbroken except the last two sets of toes to bar. I had to come off. My grip, my forearms were all blown up. My biceps actually got blown up, right? Because I was having trouble just hanging there. So I started pulling. But I was actually thinking, is that going to be too many toes to bar for me? If 49 was hard, is 70, 90 going to kill me?
Yeah. So Alexis actually did it with me this morning and she scaled to 30, 20, 10.
Okay.
So you just take 30 off the top. So you'd be 60, which would be good. It's 11 more than you did the other day. So it's progressive.
Okay. Yeah. My stomach was a little sore, so I'll do that.
It took her just under 10 minutes. I don't remember the exact time.
Okay. That's going to take me, the toes bar are going to take me forever. Okay.
What weight would you use on the dumbbell?
For the lunges, I don't know. I was thinking about using 35s in each hand.
Yeah. That's good. That'd be good. And then you're going to be able to do it so hard. The farmer's grip lunge. I mean, Travis Bellinghouse is following the program too. And he's like, dude, I was like, why did I blow everybody out of the water? And then I realized that I did a farmer's walk and not a farmer's grip lunge. Yeah, they're kind of different.
Hey,
well, it blows up your grip, but it's just not the same because the time under tension destroys you.
That was pretty impressive. The 1-arm pull-ups you did cold at Greg's house the other day, by the way. I forgot to give you credit for that. That was fucking nuts.
You ever seen one of those before?
I have.
You have to.
And what's crazy is I've done some crazy shit on the pull-up bar, and I've never gotten a 1-arm pull-up. I mean, I've even repped out with a 130-pound dumbbell, you know, three reps, and I still couldn't do a 1-arm pull-up.
I've had this whole fascination with cheating my entire life. And I remember like when people would do quote unquote 1-arm pull-ups, they would grab onto the other arm.
Yeah, that's not a
I'd
1-arm
be
pull-up.
like,
I could do a
That's
million
not
of
a
those.
1-arm pull-up.
Yeah.
So I kind of became obsessed with doing a real one.
Hey, I used to even train that. I would do like I would do negatives. I would do weighted negatives. I mean, like I really wanted to do it.
And then the craziest thing I think is that I don't think it has much to do with the 1-arm training. It's just getting really strong with 2 arms. That's the only thing I did.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like, what's your heaviest weighted 5-rep pull-up?
When's the last time you did one of those besides when I saw you do it a couple of days ago?
Oh, dude, it had to have been maybe the last time I was at Greg's. The thing that made me think about it is one of the guys who was there, he pulls his phone up and he goes, "Remember when you did this the last time you were here?" And it was in the garage.
Oh,
so I think it's just like a thing I do when I'm at Greg's house for some reason. But other than that, it's been a long time.
Were you looked surprised that it was easier with your left hand than your right hand? Were you? Like I was just watching your facial expression.
Yeah, because I'm a righty, but then I also remember that my right elbow is the surgery elbow.
Oh,
so then I get less surprised.
Interesting.
I'm a little weaker there.
Are we doing Binge Bros tonight?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Dexter's been watched. It was a good episode.
I thought it was good too.
Yeah, let's watch it. I'm ready. Are you ready? What time?
Can I get back to you on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. You asked first. I figured you had a time in mind.
No, I'm kind of winging it. Tonight's my last day in Arizona, so I'm kind of winging it.
Okay, that's fine. How were Ben and Blair?
They were great. It was actually a really good show. I got a lot of good questions out, and I did a lot of good like political maneuvering. Like I asked a lot of good questions. Like I was throwing up alley oops. Like, hey, can you make money? Does it change your programming? Just shit like that. It was good. We talked about the running double under thing, like and Blair had a great answer. Just think about how much easier it is to judge, and it was good.
Did you bring up the bikes?
No, what about the bikes?
The bikes, the Echo versus Assault bike. That's something that I kind of pounded them on Instagram for.
Oh no, shit! I should have talked to you before. They love getting pounded. They love getting pounded.
Yeah, they don't mind it. I also had a follow-up. I have a follow-up video coming out today where I pound them again. Not really pound them, but it's just like, hey guys, this is why there's been no bikes in any online qualifiers.
So you're saying that there's a qualifier and they say you can use either bike, but you're saying that the bikes don't count calories at the same speed?
Correct. You're aware of that, right?
Kind of. I mean, I mean, it makes sense. I haven't, just from listening to you guys talk, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, like the bike you have in your garage isn't the same as the bike I have in my garage.
Because you have an Echo bike?
No, I have an Assault bike, but it's different.
Okay. And so do they give the different calories for the different bikes, or no, it's just one?
No, it's just one. There's really no, I remember I told you a while back, I have this engineering buddy who, him and I tried to like detach all of the arms for my bikes and create some sort of mechanism to power the bikes. But he kind of fell off.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I don't think he could figure it out. So he didn't want to admit it.
What's the easiest bike to do the qualifier on if you can use any bike out there?
Like a 2016 Assault bike.
Okay, that's what I got.
Like a rusty ass. No, you have the one with the sticker on it. You got like the original Pro, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a different iteration of the original. There's like these 2015, 2016. They used them in the regional Assault bikes, and they count calories vastly quicker than the newer ones.
Oh.
It's probably like 25% faster.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Hey, so what's their response to you? Did you talk to them?
Yeah, it's kind of like they wanted the workout. They didn't want to alter them, and I understand that. And what they're doing is the best they could do, right? I don't think that the way Zelos Games handled it was the best. Because I remember I was like, guys, we can't have an Echo bike. You know how many people have Echo bikes? And
But
then
wait a second.
also,
That's not an answer. We're just doing it the best we can. That's like your
well, I think
girlfriend
the
catches
answer
you
was we want.
cheating on her,
The
and you're
answer
like,
was
hey, I'm
we
just doing
wanted-
the best I can.
The answer was I wanted to cheat. In your analogy.
Yeah. Like, hey,
That's
you're
what they-
dumb
that's
if
what they said.
if you're trying to
You got
qualify.
caught up in the.
If you're trying to qualify and you don't find a 2016 bike, you're kind of dumb.
You got caught up in the first part of your analogy.
Yeah.
Or my first. They also said we wanted this workout.
I really wanted to fuck this chick. Sorry, honey.
Correct. Yeah. This is what we want. So I was like, all right, well, if that's the case, then this is how you have to do it, which is the way they are doing it. Like because you can't limit people to saying you have to use this Echo bike. Like what you would have to do is say use a version 3 Echo bike without a wind guard. That's what they would have to do to make it legitimate. But then you're limiting so many fucking people.
Well, then you can't use the Echo bike. Then you can't use the bike.
Bike at all.
Yeah.
No bike.
Yeah. Sorry, honey, you can't cheat on me no matter what. Yeah, but she's a fat, ugly chick. Nah, no cheating.
Yeah, that's kind of the that's all you could do. But so I kind of cover that in a video I made today. I chatted them a little bit about it, and then also they had some discrepancies in the graphics on their Instagram posts.
Well, it'll be fun if someone doesn't make it because it'll be interesting if the cut line revolves around the bike workout. That'll be cool. That'll give us more media to make.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll give some props to the CrossFit Games for never using a bike ever.
There you go. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory. Maybe Ben and Blair are doing it on purpose to make the CrossFit Games look better.
You know how many people have assault bikes these days? They're kind of everywhere.
I mean, I'm surprised at how many people. I'm surprised how many people have the C2 bike also, and that what's that thing with the strings and you pull on it?
Skiered.
Yeah, I can't believe how many people have that too.
Tyson's got one.
A skier, yeah. Well, he's professional. Those guys need to send me one of those.
They got Greg. Is that Greg Hammond?
Yeah. Hey, how's your Stairmaster?
It's awesome. I think I probably had 10 people reach out to me telling me they also have gotten one, and it's also working well for them, which is cool.
$1,000.
I feel like shit.
$1,000 Stairmaster you found in a market where Stepper's selling them for $4,500 plus you need a monthly subscription,
or
monthly subscription.
Upwards of 10,000.
I will say this about the Stepper. I think the Stepper does work in low ceilings.
It does. I do think so. Yeah, but it's also got short steps, which is stupid.
Yeah, that is.
Like watching fucking James Sprague, who's one of the best step uppers in the space, step up to 5-inch stadium steps is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But it does fit in his garage, and it would probably fit in yours as well.
They should send me one too.
Yeah. You wouldn't have any room for all this shit in your garage.
I got plenty of holy balls, but not a skier again Stepper.
Not yet.
All right. Well, I'll see you later. Thanks for calling back.
Yeah.
Thanks for the workout. I'll do that today.
Under 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Andrew Hiller. All right. Got a workout. Got my next show scheduled. I got to see if how my breakfast plans are coming along. Nothing yet. Oh shit. Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. I don't know if I can post that. I don't know. God damn, I don't know if I can post that. I really want to. God, I really want to. I don't know. Okay, fine. I'll post it. I don't know. I don't know what my wife's going to say. I should ask my wife. I hate to admit that. God, I don't know what my wife's going to say if I post that. Do you ever go to my Instagram? Like, do you ever see, like, I don't see any of your posts. Do you see any of my posts? Oh, so you don't really go on Instagram anymore. Okay. All right. I just wondered. I don't go to anyone's. That's what? What'd you say? Not true or true? That's true. I go to Colton's. Just post it. You're safe. Edginess. Dude, I'm telling you, this is not appropriate. This is... All right. Fine. Here it comes. Boy. Oh boy. The music for this is going to be very sensitive. Very sensitive. What's that song? What's that song, babe, that goes, I love you, I love you, I love you? Yeah, these words are my own. Who sings that song? These words are my own. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You like that song, Avi? You don't? Oh. Voice of an Angel. Oh, Natasha Bedingfield. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Natasha. Oh yeah, here it is. This one. What? These words, yeah. This is what I look like when I'm posting. You guys should just send me shit to post every day. Okay. All right. My sister is going to be pissed. I'll tell you that. She does not find this shit funny at all. No. I just said, don't listen to me. I'm just hanging out. Don't listen to me. Boy, oh boy. What should I write for this one? I think you're funny. Oh, okay. I think you're funny. I think you're funny. I don't think that really goes with this. But okay. There we go. Enjoy. It takes you this long? Yeah, how long does it take you? Look, how long does it take you? You guys should just send me stuff every day to post. I'll post it. Just the craziest shit. Damn, that's a pretty good okay. Title, Haley said it was okay. Wow. That's good. That would be crazy. That would be crazy title for that picture. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Haley, what are you doing? A fire? Oh. I did see the Jew twins. Did you get my picture I sent you of Dave and your Jew twin? There were, Dave's in Israel, and he posted some pictures on his story, and there's two guys in there who look like me. It's so fucking funny. I'm not even a Jew. I'm Armenian. I'm not a Jew. All right. I'm trying not to laugh out loud at work. That's good, huh? Someone from the chat sent it to me already. That's how fast it. Oh, title second wife. Jeez. Oh, I got another picture sent to me just now. What is this one? Well, you just saw you saw it already? No, but I heard just Haley said it was okay. That would be amazing. No, just a little Photoshop action. Nick, I have a hernia. It hurts when I laugh. Oh, good. I'm glad you're laughing. All right, I should go. Do I have any other? Let me see what else I have. If I have anything. I want to go to breakfast. We did the NRA. Oh, okay. I got this. I'll show you this. This is kind of crazy because this is my mom basically taught me this. I had this exact lesson right here. This is amazing. I fucking love this. Yeah, it says give this teacher a pay raise. Just watch this really quick. This is so good. I love this. But I was taught all this shit.
Ladies, we're going to learn how to allow a gentleman to open the door for you. You're special. You're amazing. So it is okay for a gentleman to open the door. Ladies, stand aside gracefully, and then the gentleman will open the door for me. And he will not go through the door. He will stand over here and hold the door. Then, ladies, when you step through the door, you tell him, thank you so much. And then he says what? You're welcome. Good. Then I go through and he follows. That's how we do it, ladies.
Do you think that chivalry is dead?
And he checks your ass. Now listen, here's the important thing with that. The thing that my mom taught me that, and it's like such an important rule for a boy. And I'm gonna tell you two things huge things. When you teach a little boy something like that, or you teach a guy something like that, or anyone something like that, what's so cool is anyone can do it. And so it starts adding your self-value. The fact that I could do that at 5 years old, I remember like we'd go to the mall or something and I could just hold the door open from people and get praise. I loved that shit as a little kid. I just loved like being able to offer something and having interaction with a stranger that was like positive. It was killer. I love that. Every little boy should be taught that. And shit, you could teach little girls that too. It doesn't matter. But here's the trick. Here's the trick you have to understand. Here's the trick. Look, I'm part of the Illuminati. If a man doesn't hold the door open for you, you shouldn't see it as a bad thing. That's the part that should have been taught to me. Just because people don't follow a certain social parlance or etiquette or sequencing, don't let that's people living rent free in your head. But man, listen, you got to teach your boys that. Please and thank you every time. Did she just slap the shit out of you? Did she hitting you again? Has mom ever hit you? I know, you guys are so lucky. I'm the only one who gives a fucking what? Mm-hmm. Neck, calf, and ass are sore. So I'd like to hear. Hold doors, say thank you, shake hands, make eye contact. Yes, Patty Lang. Yes. World's greatest country, David Weed. Oh, living rent free. All right. Anyway, I love that shit. Hey, and the crazy part is this isn't a fucking public school. You know what I mean? Like look at how perfect these kids are. All listening, eye contact with the teacher, dress code.
We're going to learn how to allow a gentleman to open the door for you. You're special. You're amazing. So it is okay for a gentleman to open the door.
I do want to say this too. That is the when I had a man bun, that is the look I wanted. That's the there's a guy fighting in the UFC. That teacher's hair is amazing. I think Garrett Clinton should do that. If I ever grew my hair out long again, I'd do that's I just didn't I should have taken the time to go to a salon and have him shave my head around, so I could have done that. That Yuri Provoska is fighting in the UFC this weekend. He's got that same haircut. Top bun. Yeah, but you got to have the Avi. Okay, my wife says I have to stop bothering him. No, I don't think it's Africa because their accent. I mean, this is just fucking Philly, dude. And look at the things they have hanging on the wall. A saw. How cool is that? Yeah, you know that's not a public school. Those are privileged kids. Except for the special part. Nobody's special if everyone is special. It hurts my brain. No, listen. The little kids only hear shit. They're the only one in their world. They're like, when they hear that, they're like, yeah, it's just me who's special. Don't worry about that. They're all special in their own little trapped head. Okay, chivalry. That was good. The show's good today. Not too much like crazy shit. It's like G-rated show. We did the guy getting shot for stealing the car. Let me see this one. What's this? Oh yeah, Pete Hegseth. This is good too. By the way, did you hear Starbucks changed its rules now that Trump's in office? You remember during the whole BLM shit, like you could go into Starbucks and just hang out and like shoot heroin in the bathroom and take a shit on the floor, and you didn't have to buy a cup of coffee and you could do what you want. Not no more. Starbucks now got a rule. You want to shoot heroin in the bathroom, you got to buy a latte. You have to spend money now to go in there. Crazy racist country we live in. So glad things are going back to fucking normal. All right. Pete Hegseth about to kick some ass. This is his confirmation hearing. He is being confirmed for the Secretary of Defense. Gonna clean house there over at the Pentagon, boys. Here we go.
Because everybody in this room knows, if you're a rifleman and you lose your rifle, they're throwing the book at you. Mm-hmm. But if you're a general who loses a war, you get a promotion. That's not going to happen in Donald Trump's Pentagon. There will be real standards for success. Everyone from the top, from the most senior general to the most lowly private, will ensure that they're treated fairly, men and women, inside that system. Because
what we got, Kasha? All right. End the show. Gotta pee. Love you guys. Binge Bros today. I heard Pedro's Around the Whiteboard was great yesterday. The Spin had John Young had a baby. His wife had a baby, so he didn't make the Spin show yesterday. So Bryson Del Monte's on there. Always good to see him stepping up. And that's that. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.